What if I told you I have the solution for all of your problems? Well, not all of your problems, but at least most of your problems. Meditation has been my own experience, so it has helped me in everything in my life, like literally everything. It has helped me to be more aware of everything, my life, my decisions. It has controlled my stress. It controls my anxiety. It helps me with everything. So personally, it has made me more of a confident person. It has made me aware to the point that if there is something that I don't like about myself or that I want to improve, it makes me aware of that. So it teaches me to be more brave. It has taught me to be so brave. For example, with this, I was the type of person who would never do something like this. So I started this channel to get out of my comfort zone. And that is something that years back, I will be actually a month back. That is something that I told to myself, I will never do that. I will never be capable of recording myself and uploading a video. Like if you see on my Instagram, there is barely any videos of myself. I don't post any videos because I'm too shy. So I was actually talking to a friend and we were talking about some things that she was going through, and she told me, you should open a YouTube channel or just make more videos on your Instagram or TikTok about these things that we talk about. Like, your advice is really good. And I was like, no, I would never do that. I'm not capable of doing that. I would never do that. And then she's like, why? And I'm like, no, I'm way too shy. And she actually told me life is too short to be shy. And she's extremely confident woman too. I normally do a lot of shadow work with myself, which I'm going to upload a video about what is shadow work and how you can do it to improve your life, which has improved my life tremendously. So with shadow work, you start to work on your subconscious. You start to be more aware of your subconscious. I started to work on that, and I'm like, why is it that I'm not capable of recording myself? And I started to go deeper, and I realized that it was from my childhood when I was little, and I got bullied when I was like very little. I meditated on it a lot. Meditation will help you remember so many things about yourself from your subconscious. If you put an intention, if you sit down and you meditate and you put an intention of your meditation and you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to fix this, I'm gonna try to remember this, I promise you, on your meditations, you're going to start to remember other things about your childhood. And then you're gonna be like, I didn't remember that. Or, I remember that love that I forgot about so long ago. So you start to remember these things. And my point is that meditation, it really helps you to get over that and get out of your comfort zone. It has taken me out of my comfort zone so many times. Like this that I'm doing right here, this is terrifying. What I'm doing right now is terrifying, and I'm trying to make it even more difficult. Not difficult in a way that I'm trying to make it difficult so I can get over it. And at the same time, someone will listen to this and it's gonna help them in some way, I hope. Probably like 10 people is gonna watch this, but even if it's one person, even if one person watches this and starts to practice this, I know I did my work. So through your meditations, you are gonna be more brave. you're gonna start to be like, you know what? It's okay, I'm gonna do that. And whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. And if something very uncomfortable happens, that is gonna be an opportunity for me to learn from it and be better. It has also helped me with my confidence. People, believe it or not, it took me a long time to build this confidence. It took me years and years and years, and it was probably for that one thing that I remember that happened to me when I was like 5-6 years old. But it was probably because of that or something else. I read somewhere, maybe it's in a book from Carl Jung, I might be wrong, but your subconscious remembers everything from the moment you were born. It's just hidden right there. So when you start to meditate, you start to work on those things little by little. Of course, it takes time, but at the same time you're doing that, you start to feel good because it also helps you release serotonin and dopamine, and you feel like you love everything. That's why people call hippies the people that meditate and do yoga, besides doing drugs. But people that meditate and do yoga regularly, people call them hippies because they love everything. And it's like you naturally start to love everything and love everyone and be connected with everything. You know that you're the sky, you know that you're the sun in the horizon, you know you're the clouds that you see, the mountains, the grass. So you no longer feel separated. You realize that you are part of everything, that you're not separated from anybody, that everything you know, it's you. You feel so connected with everything, you feel so much love, and you start to be very kind and empathetic because you realize that person right there, it's me. So I'm gonna treat that person as it was me. So I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna be nice, or I'm gonna be kind to that animal because that animal is part of you. We are all made out of the same things. The sky, the grass, we're all made of the same atoms. We're all the same. So you start to realize that, and then you start to manifest things, and then you start to go deeper in other things. You start to want to learn and know more about other things about yourself. You start to want to read more to improve yourself. And you start to work on your chakras, which I can make another video about that, but you start to get very rooted to the earth and very connected to your higher self. You become a very confident person. You start to love yourself. You start to be more capable of expressing yourself and not actually caring about other people. And if other people say something, you just brush it off. You're like, okay, that person maybe is going through something. There's nothing I can do about it. So you start to become so aware of everything. And once you start to do these things, your life starts to improve because you start to make better decisions. You start to have more space. You start to create space in your head for better thoughts, for solutions to your problems. Because when you don't meditate, you're constantly thinking and thinking and thinking, and it's like you don't have a second to realize that you exist. If you take a breath, hold it for a few seconds, and you let it go, and you realize that you exist. Yes, you still have that problem, you still have that issue with your partner or whatever you're going through, but you exist. And your existence, you can make it either good, that oh my god, I exist, and what a beautiful day, or I'm so grateful that I ate this delicious meal, or so grateful that I am capable of walking. Or you can just feel miserable of your existence. So it really helps you to see things from another perspective, to be more grateful. Everything is a lesson. Even when you are working and a client or a customer comes in with a bad attitude. You can take that as an opportunity for you to learn how to control your emotions and understand that person and put yourself on their shoes. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they lost their family. Maybe they lost their house and they're going through a worse situation than you. And it helps you be more empathetic. It helps you be more empathetic but not stupid, to the point that if someone disrespects you, you're capable of walking away. You're capable of maybe try to understand them, but also not care and do whatever is good for you. Walk away. If you feel disrespected by your partner, if you feel disrespected by someone and you feel like, okay, this is too much, you start to not give in into it, because if you give in into it, you're just gonna create more chaos. You realize that, and then you're like, instead of doing that, I have two options. I can either give in, or number two, I can just walk away and take a breath. And you start to take your breath and you start to make more decisions. You start to become more chill and relaxed. That if a problem comes, you know you're gonna have the solution for it. You know that problem there's gonna be a solution for everything. You start to make decisions about yourself. So you start to want to eat healthier. I remember I'm vegan, and I became vegan because of meditation, because I started to feel more empathy about animals. And I'm like, there is no difference between a dog and a cow. The only difference is the perception that society told us that they're less. They're not less. I don't believe that animals are less than us. They're actually very smart. The only thing is that society told us that they're not smart because we are not capable of understanding their level of smart or how smart they are. They're very smart in their own way, just like we are. I'm smart in my own way. We're all smart in different ways. You are smart, and probably you're smart in a different way. You're smart in certain things, but in other things you're just not very knowledgeable about, and that it's okay. So you start to take care of yourself. You start to want to work out. You start to want to do yoga. You start to want to know more about yourself. You start to crave that knowledge. You start to be more chill. So now the question, how do I meditate? How to start meditating? There is a lot of different types of meditation. I remember I started meditating like 15 years ago, maybe more. So at the time, it wasn't as popular as it is right now, I think. Or at least I didn't know much about it. Someone just told me about it, actually, an ex-boyfriend I had. He told me, why don't you meditate? You have a lot of anger issues, because I used to be an angry person. I used to fight a lot with everything and everybody. And I used to be very angry all the time. Now I'm not. Now I'm very chill. But he told me, like, you should start meditating, like, so you can control your anger. I feel so bad now. I really was. But anyways, and I started to look about it, to see what it was and stuff like that. And I started meditating on the floor. So I used to sit on the floor and I used to just focus on my breath. That's how it started. And then I realized there were guided meditations on YouTube and things like that. So you can do it on a chair, or you can do it on the floor, like I started to do it, as long as your spine is straight. You have to focus on your breath, focus on a sound, or if you're outside, focus on the air, or focus on the birds. Other way to do it, which it really helped me a lot, guided meditations. There is a lot of guided meditations everywhere. You can download it app, you can do YouTube, You can do, I believe Netflix has a series of documentaries from that app called Headspace, and there is one particularly where they teach you and they give you information about different types of meditation. So they give you like information of type of meditation, and then at the end of that episode they actually guide you through that meditation, that specific type. So you can do that. There is like, right now it's so accessible that there is no excuse. I literally started with like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I started to go up in time. At first, it's probably not gonna be easy, because I know a lot of people say that it's hard, it's not easy, I can't do it because I can't quiet my mind. It's not gonna be easy. It's not, because you're starting to do something you have never done before, and you have a pattern already. So you already have the pattern of you thinking every day, all the time. So now you're gonna do something completely different, where you're gonna start to tell your brain, hey, this is the time for me. This is the time where we're not gonna think about anything, where we're going to tell our brain that nothing else exists but yourself in that moment. So you start to train that. You have to be patient. Meditation is also gonna teach you about patience. Be very patient. Some people takes a few days, some people it takes a few weeks. It really depends on you. You have to really make the effort. If you're meditating and you're quieting your mind, and then you start to wonder, your head starts to wander, your thoughts, you start to bring thoughts into your mind, bring back your attention to your breath, bring back your attention to that noise again. You can also, something that has worked with me in the past, it's the flame. I think it's flame meditation, where you use a candle and then you focus on the flame. So you only are looking to the flame, and you start to just focus on that. You don't see anything else, you don't think about anything else but the flame. And it brings your focus easier, because you're looking at something and that's the only thing you're looking. You can start again 5-10 minutes. I don't remember who was it. I read an article a long time ago about someone who was able to cure their ADHD with that meditation, because you're training your brain. Again, you're training your brain to focus. And this is gonna, once you focus on one thing, then you're gonna have more space later on to think about your problems, and boom, your solution comes. And you start to be more, to have more intention about your meditations. You can always, there is this book that is called The Power of Intention. I don't remember who is it from, but I'll leave it on the link. I'll leave it on really good book. It tells you about intention. I always have intention. When I wake up, as soon as I open my eyes, I have an intention of how my day is gonna go. It creates a big impact. But the same with meditation. You start to put an intention about meditation, and then you just stop thinking, and then your solutions start to come. You start to know what to do. So if you start doing it, just like try it out for a week, ideally for 20-30 days, so you can rewire your brain. But you have to really want to do it. If you're just gonna sit down and then you're not gonna care, and then you start thinking, oh, this doesn't work, this is not working, well, guess what, it's not gonna work. So you have to be very open your energy to it, because I'm telling you, if you really open your energy to it, if you really just put it to the point that I'm doing this so I can change my life, so I can change this about myself, so I can be more confident, do it. I promise you it's gonna change your life, and you're gonna become the person that you want to be. You just have to commit to it. Commit to it. It's 5-10 minutes. If you have time to be on your phone for 5-10 minutes, you have the time to sit down and meditate for 5-10 minutes. I promise. And it's gonna change your life. Just commit to it and be very open about it, be very positive about it. You're gonna have bad days. I still do sometimes to this day where my meditations, it's like sometimes I'm not as quiet. My mind is not as quiet as other days, and it happens, but be okay with it. Just try it. I promise you it's going to change your life and it's going to resolve all of your issues. It takes time. It takes time because it has taken me 15 years to know a lot, but I don't regret ever. I don't ever regret about me taking the time to meditate. If I take 1-2 hours to do yoga or practice a spiritual practice, I don't regret it. I don't. That's actually, to me, that's the best thing I've done. So I know it's gonna be the best thing for you.